How does one stop believing in the faith you've been raised in? How do you choose to reject everything you've been taught your entire life? And how do you decide what to pursue instead? Step 1. Realize your inconsistencies. I was raised in a Christian household, and so many things didn't make sense. One of my least favorite responses to any questions I asked was, "Oh, the Lord works in mysterious ways," followed closely by, "Don't presume to know God's plan." What fucking plan? God made the perfect being in his own image and gave him a wife created from his rib. Did he plan for them to execute original sin simply so he could punish them? Sounds like entrapment to me. Why would you plan specifically for your creation to fail? Vengeful, cruel, and leading to an eternity of punishment. Sounds like a great God you got there. Every family who's ever lost a child, been diagnosed with a deadly disease, or spent their entire lives suffering in poverty and never being able to provide what was needed. What a cruel, cruel God. It's all in God's plan and will reveal itself in time. No, that doesn't give us the answers we need, and this does nothing to comfort those who are suffering now. Read his Bible, written down by man. We all know how reliable they are, especially 2,000 years ago with no way to check sources and superstition running rampant. Edited and hidden and edited and translated and edited and changed and omitted and added to and so on. How can any religion base their teachings and fight wars to defend this word when we know how many times it's been changed from the original and have no way to verify the original stories to start with? Yes, stories, put forth by men in power as ways to control a population that wanted to be faithful, rewritten by men who wanted to apply to their own laws, to keep in power and control, run a society with a moral code that they created themselves, specifically so they could keep power, gain more power, and get rich off of it. Look at the oldest and richest free enterprise in the world, the Catholic Church. Don't even try to tell me it's not a business. The church collects wealth and secrets like a CEO expecting to retire in the Bahamas. Thousands of years of condemning and killing to have their own way, telling kings and queens what can and can't be done in the eyes of the church. Convincing those who want to preach for this religion to never marry, to eschew their own possessions and wealth, and to destroy cultures worldwide that don't agree or conform to their idea. Sounds like a massive, hostile takeover with zero ethics to me. Don't even get me started on what those ministers and priests do with all that repression of their own feelings and needs towards the most innocent believers, the church's own children. All the religious offshoots preaching their own ideas that they cherry pick from the Bible and warp with opinions to serve their own needs, teaching their followers to hate and destroy those without the church, teaching that polygamy or misogyny is the way of God. Thinly disguised cults who send their followers door to door to convert. Wait, let's get real here. The followers who knock on hundreds of doors and very, very rarely acquire new followers. Only those too polite to say no. This is a failing business plan. Any sales team who closes 1 in 250 interactions will be going out of business pretty damn quickly. This is not about conversion in any way, shape, or form. This is another mind control technique to show these door knockers how cruel the outside world is, how rude non-followers can be, and to destroy hope in spreading the word. This strengthens the feeling of elitism in their own faith, makes the follower feel they are more worthy than those who reject because they're the only ones who believe, and solidifies the feeling that only their own church will welcome them back with open arms. That's the only safe place for them. It's Stockholm Syndrome. You fall in love with your captor because the captor convinces you that the only ones who can keep you safe from all the evil forces around you. If you don't know different, you're never going to see different. Christians the world over will preach love and acceptance of all man. Any man can be helped and taught. But their own children come to them with an alternative view or sexuality. And so many of these God-fearing, loving families will cast their own children into the street. Yes, it happens. It was even put out on CBC News just the other day. How common this is in our modern society. Preach love but spread hate? I don't want to teach my children this. I attended churches and listened to the bigotry to my face. I found it within my own family, which led to some pretty healthy debates and differences of opinion. Thankfully, my own family is open-minded enough to agree to disagree and keep going together. Different opinions aside. So many families and people are not so lucky, and I feel strongly for every one of them. This barely even touches on all the issues with modern religions these days, but with facts like this, is it any wonder we become disillusioned? I encourage everybody to explore the myriad of options available in the world today and find your own truth. What works for me might not work for you. Surround yourself with people who will accept you regardless of what that truth is. Don't be afraid to leave behind those who will not accept your beliefs. but don't spread the hate and just prove them right in their own minds. Show the world that we can be better regardless of what we believe, and we can have our own strong moral codes without depending on blind faith, contradictions, and half answers to avoid the truth. Demand reality and honesty in your life. Stop following blindly to a religion that can't even police itself.